So if you're going to go ahead and use Canva, you're gonna probably have to create a new account just to show you what that looks like. You're gonna have to sign up. Easiest way to do that, remember, for some of our other classes, right? We've already covered Gmail, so you can actually use your Gmail to quickly log in to Canva. So yeah, just type in your information there, sign up, and you should be taken to the landing page. Now, of course, I've already made some designs, so you can see my recent designs here. Um, we're gonna go ahead and create one together to give you a hang of this new software. So let's go ahead and click on this big purple button on the left with the plus sign, create design. As you can see here, it's already suggesting you templates. So they have presentation templates, Instagram post templates, stories, um, even more stories, right? You can click on your particular graphic type, right? Depending on what you're trying to design, maybe a video, a print product, like business cards, invitations, postcards. Whatever you need, right, is here. Social media as well, that's a popular one. Custom size, that's really, they're trying to get you to pick, right, the size of your canvas. Of course, if you're making like a video presentation, it's going to be a wide format. If you're doing social media, it might be a square, right? You know, old-fashioned Instagram, right, used to be squares, but nowadays, right, most of it isn't this portrait kind of setup. For us, we're just going to click from some of these top canvases here. Just know if you don't have the premium, you won't be able to change the size of your canvas. Let's go with Instagram. Actually, let's go with Instagram post because it's a perfect square. All right, so as you can see here, when we have a few different tabs, we have design, elements, text. I've used uploads before. We're going to use that in a sec. I haven't used many of these other ones. I had a student in my in-person class use the draw one to color in some graphics. We probably won't use that one very much since drawing, right, usually looks messy on the computer unless you have, you know, some special iPad, right, some touchscreen with an actual pen that you can draw with. And if you're really talented, right, definitely invite you to use that. But for the most part, we'll stick to design, elements, and text. So what is design for? Design has templates and styles. So styles are color combinations, different font sets, and even some of your recent designs here. Templates is the one I want to call your attention for. This is where you can start, right, with a pre-made graphic, completely made, right? So from bottom to top with effects. If you're looking for a video, for example, so we're already on Instagram posts, so all the templates it's given me is for an Instagram post. Let's go ahead and look up sales. So now it's going to have a bunch of templates for sales. Keep in mind the ones that have this little crown, you do need a pro membership. So you need to pay, right, a subscription to use those. But there's tons of free ones. You don't really need to pay to use Canva. And let's go with one that I like. Let's see. Let's say I have a small business, right? Maybe like a clothing store. And I want to do a promotional post. I'm gonna go with this one. I like this one. All right, there you go. So you can definitely use this as your post. Maybe for your particular store, right? It's not 50% off. It's 25% off. So you can just click on the text box, right, to change the text there. We have huge sale here. Maybe I don't want to call it huge sale. Maybe I just wanted to say sale. So you can click on this one, use the trash can icon, right? So get familiar with the interface here, right? It is very intuitive. You click on elements and you can basically move them around, edit them. If it's text, you can double click, right, to actually change the text. If it's images like this, you can drag them around. Just like in our other apps, you can undo with this undo button, and notice it's Control Z or Command Z if you're on Mac. So yeah, you can essentially, you know, mess with all the elements, customize it to your taste. For example, if I want to change the color of this, I just click on it and I get this little toolbar here. Notice this is to change the color, and it already tells me all the different colors in my document. So if I want to match it to some of the other graphics, I could definitely do that. Very cool. Already looking better. Color. Let's switch it up. Let's alternate colors. Oh, I like that. Okay. Looking good. Maybe I also want this to have some color. Whoops, color right there. So yeah, just using my color button here. If I wanted to make it thicker, I can definitely do that. 35. So when I make this one thicker on border style, I go with 35. Oops, that didn't work. You have to hit enter. There we go. Yeah, that's looking better. Okay, let's see. So I don't want it to say huge cell, so I'm gonna use this trash can, this delete icon there. Now cell is kind of off center. This is where I'm gonna show you some of that alignment. So as soon as I start moving it, I get a bunch of different little cues, right? Saying me, oh, you're 97 away from the left and right circles here. So you're perfectly in the middle. And you're actually perfectly in the middle of the two circles there. Now, if I wanted this to be in the perfect center of the entire canvas, I would look for these grid lines here. Notice the solid grid lines means I'm on the perfect dead center of that canvas. Looking good? All right, so what if I want to add some elements, right? What if, I don't know, my store has kind of like a beach clothing feel, right? Like, you know, kind of like swimwear or something like that. So I want to add some kind of beach graphics. So all you have to do is type in beach. And there you go. There's graphics, photos, videos. For the most part, I like to stick with graphics. You can also scroll through these different categories and hit see all, or you can use these tabs here to filter through. Now, of course, it's going to show you a lot of premium ones in the beginning. It wants, you know, it wants to sell you the product, right, and tell you, hey, here's what you can have, right, if you pay for Canva. But of course, a lot of the very basic, most useful ones, right, are going to be free. So I like these flip-flops, so I just click on it. You can also click and hold to drag on a specific location. And then you can resize, right, using those corners. If you click on position here on this top toolbar, you also have the option to resize. You can rotate it. You can align it to the page. You can bring it behind. For example, right now by default, it's going to be on top of a lot of elements. Maybe I don't want it to be in front of that circle. You can send it backwards. So you can go back or all the way to the back, depending on how far back, or bring it forward. There you go. I want it to be in the front, so covering the cell. There you go. And you can change the colors, right? Like I said, it's a lot harder to change the colors of something you grab from Google Images. Here, very, very easy to do. You just click on the color here. So I can see this is for the back part of the sandal, so I can make it black. I can make this one the same color, and this one same color. There you go. So now everything's kind of combining, right? I'm keeping that color scheme. So graphics, all sorts of graphics, whatever you're looking for. Of course, text is also very useful. You can search for fonts. You can put cursive. You get a bunch of cursive fonts, different styles. You can even look for pre-made ones, so like video game. So it'll actually have like pre-made, pre-styled little text pieces of text, I guess you can call it, text boxes. So if I click on game on, for example, I just need to click inside. I should see a cursor, right? I know it's kind of hard to see, but there is a flashing cursor there. I can select and change it, and I put beach wear. If it's too big, I can resize here. or I can just type in a size or click on this drop down. Let's go with 18. You can use this drag icon, or you can just click on it. It's kind of small, so it's hard to drag. Once it's bigger, it should be easier to drag. Now, if you're editing the text, it's going to be hard to drag things. You might find that frustrating. Just click away. It'll unselect it, and then you can start dragging. So yeah, beachwear sew. There you go. So yeah, that's using templates. That's using graphics. That's adding text. If you want to upload your own files, you can use the upload here. For example, I uploaded some logos that weren't available on Canva. So for example, I can open this SVG icon, and now it's very useful, right? If you're using some kind of product logo that's not in the graphics library, you can always find it on Google Images. Remember, if you're on Google Images, I may or may not have shown you this before. When you're searching for images and you want a logo, BMW logo, and you don't want the logo to have a background, you just go to Tools, you go to Color, and make sure it says Transparent. Sometimes some of them aren't transparent. They do make kind of like funnel their way through. But for the most part, if you click on one of these images, you'll notice this little checkered background. That means there's no background. So if I save this to my downloads, it's very useful for it to have no background, because if I upload it to my Canva and then I drag and drop it, it's not going to have a background. So this square right here, even though the image takes up this entire square, it's not actually covering anything. Now if this did have a background, right, it'd have a huge white square, and that's not going to look very nice. Alright, so one more thing I want to show you. So if you want to create a new design, you can go to the Canva home. I did that by just clicking on the menu here and then going home. Create new design. Let's do another Instagram post. Alright, so we're going to create a logo. Just to give you an idea that you can basically start from nothing and still create something looking very professional. So let's actually recreate this BMW logo real quick. So I see it's got these quarter circles. It's got the BMW. It's got this circle here like a ring. Okay. Circle, circle. So I'm already imagining the shapes. This is where the shapes are going to be very useful. So let's go ahead and look up a circle. Notice I'm on elements. I'm not on design or text. So circle. There you go. It should be a black circle. And then it does have a little white edge there. I could go with ring. Whoops, I should be on elements. I wasn't there. First click elements and then look up ring. Here's a ring there. So I'm just going to put it just outside. And I'm going to make it a little bit less. Oh no, that's not going to work. Okay. So remember, you could just do Control Z or hit the undo button here. Alright, that should be good enough. So we're going to go change the color here. Yeah, you can actually look for colors too. That's what I accidentally did there. Alright, so BMW logo. I'll add the text after. Oh, I have an inner circle. So let's go back to elements and let's do another circle. Notice my recently used is there. Quick way to navigate, a little bit smaller. And notice I'm centering everything to the middle of the page. If for some reason everything was over here, right, you can always click and hold and select everything, just like you would text, right? And now you can move everything all together. If I try to move one object at a time, notice it's just going to move that one object. So make sure to select what you're trying to move. And there's a cool feature, you can group these together. It'll essentially lock them together so you don't have to select them each time. Very, very cool. I'm going to ungroup it for now. Alright, so we're going to do this one. And then let's see. I need some quarter circles. So let's see. Quarter circle. So elements, quarter circle. I see some premium ones. Oh, there you go. Some free ones. Not sure why a quarter circle wouldn't be free, but there you go. Notice it's giving me those guidelines, right? So that everything is perfectly aligned. You can actually copy paste elements. So I'm going to copy and paste this one. There you go. You could use your keyboard shortcuts. If you want to rotate, here's the rotate icon. And then I'm just going to spin it 180 degrees. And there you go. These should be blue. Okay, so blue. I'm going to do a little hack here. I'm going to go to my uploads. I'm going to drag it. So now all those colors should be in my document. So when I go here and click on colors, notice it has all the colors from the BMW logo already figured out for me. Very, very cool. All right, so it's looking pretty good. Maybe I'll go with a slightly narrower ring. I'll do that at the end. Got to make this bigger. You could also use the delete key on your keyboard to delete stuff. Does backspace work? Yep, backspace also works. That looks pretty good. All right, now we need our text. So I'm gonna go add a text box. So this is basically an unformatted text. I'm gonna type in BMW. Now, of course, this looks nothing like the BMW logo, right? I can always change the font here. Cooper Hewitt. Enter. So it's already recommending me fonts. Yeah, let's go with Cooper Hewitt. Let's bold that. That looks kind of like the BMW. Let's make that bigger. Yeah, it looks good. There's other formats here. Horizon. That's looking a little bit better. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Horizon. All right. So, if you want to change this font so that it curves, we're gonna need to go to position here. Or sorry, effects. There we go. So if you go to effects and then you click on curve. So notice there's other effects here. You can add a shadow. You can make it go neon. Just click none if you don't want any of those styles. But on shape, you can hit curve. And there you go. It's got some curve to it. So I'm going to put it right here. I might have to make it smaller, but I'm going to align everything. It's pretty good. I can't really see the text. I need to change the text color. So you click on that A there with the rainbow under it, and then that's better. Okay. So I'm getting closer. Now the font's kind of huge, so I gotta go smaller. That's looking better. Now the letters are really close together. If you go to spacing here, you can actually increase the space between the letters. That's better. That's much better. Okay, so it's looking good. Not perfect, obviously, since I'm doing this very quickly. If I kept going at it, though, I'm sure I could get this to be perfect. Let's go to effects again. Let's go to curve. The curve's kind of too... Oh, there you go. Yeah, the curve was too big. So that's why I was kind of looking a little crazy. Alright, that's looking really good. I'm just going to add that outer ring. So let's go to elements. Let's do circle. Let's look for a circle that has nothing in the middle. This one's premium, premium. Oh, this one looks pretty good. So make it smaller. Whoa, there you go. BMW, BMW. There is a gap, I notice. Oh, so this one's kind of covering my other elements. All I need to do is right click and go to layer, or you can click on position here and you can send it to the back. It wasn't letting me click on my little wedges here. So I need to make this one a little smaller so that it has like a little border there. So I'm going to do control copy. I'm going to delete this one and I'm going to move this one and rotate it. There we go. 180. Maybe a little bit bigger. A little smaller. Yeah, that's better. Always eyeball it. Yeah, if you put them together and then you resize, it'll automatically snap it to be the same size. Little trick there. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. BMW logo. This is essentially the exercise you have to do. Notice I did some tricks there to get everything to look the same. I used some shapes. And feel free when you have some shapes. I had a student like work with the Adidas logo. And they had these rectangles, right, that had to be slanted. So first you slant them, right, for the Adidas logo. Let's make this black first. Adidas logo there. And then taller. And then Adidas logo here. Let me get rid of everything. Remember, you could always undo. Let me go with a regular rectangle. Nope, that's not a rectangle. This one. There we go. So I'm going to try to make the Adidas logo super quick. Copy. And then this one's like taller. And then this one's also taller. Am I getting it right? Adidas logo. Oh, it's the other way. That's fine. I'm just going to select them all and rotate it. I think it's that way. Or you can go to position and you can, I think, reflect these. Rotate, space evenly, align elements. No, it looks like you can only do that with one element. Aw, dang. I thought you could flip these. That's okay. Let's just rotate it the other way. Yeah, there we go. Let's make this one really short. This one a little taller. And this one the tallest. Alright, so essentially I now need to cut one of these off, right? Cut the bottoms off. A little trick you can do is use a shape to kind of cover some of the other shapes. So if I make this go flat, should be 0. And then if I cover the bottom part of this, now I need to make this go all the way to the front though. And then I make this white to blend in with the background. So let's see. Oops. Looks like this rectangle. So some graphics you can't change color. Just bear that in mind. This one I can though. I'm gonna make it white. And there you go. It's looking way more like the Adidas logo. So yeah, feel free to get creative with how you use these shapes, right? And yeah, that looks pretty darn good. And notice I'm using this one to cut off the bottom. A little trick you can use when designing your logos. And remember, you can always select everything and align it so everything looks perfect. Alright, so now if you want to download it, you just hit share. You hit this download button. Gives you a few different options. Different situations will call for different file types here. It actually even gives you some suggestions on which file type to use for a particular use case. So best for complex images, PNG. So we'll stick with PNG. If you wanted to resize it, that is a premium feature. Also, if you want a transparent background, that is also a premium feature. But you can just download for free. You don't need premium. And there you go. I know it says BMW, right? But it is the Adidas logo that we made. Perfect. Alrighty, so that's all for today's demo. We'll look at Adobe Express, which is honestly identical, but it'll give you a chance to look at some other cool tricks, right, that you can actually probably use in both applications. And of course, you can always start using Adobe Express. If you want to look for it, it is called Adobe Express. It is free to use. Just click on Get Adobe Express Free. We'll be doing a proper demo on that. And as you can tell, it looks a lot like Canva, right? So they're definitely competitors in this market of graphic design. That's it for today's demo. I'll see y'all in the next videos.